Namaste, I JV'N AZMAT FARUKI from the Faculty of Education and Methodology. In this class, we will discuss about drama and its type and genres of drama. In the last class, we have already discussed about what types of dramas are there. So, firstly, we will quickly revise what we have discussed. So, what is drama? Drama is basically, we can say, based on performances, and it's called performing arts also. So, drama is a genre of literature, film and performing arts that portrays realistic or exaggerated human experiences and emotions. So, how drama works? So, drama works upon the performance of the artist, also the realistic and exaggerated human experiences, what a human goes through in his life. So the playwright or dramatist often share the experience through the exaggerating way of performing arts, and also the emotions and feelings of the writer. Within this board genre, there are several types of subgenres, and each focusing on different themes, style and tones. So now we will discuss about how many types of dramas are there. So what are the types of drama? First of all, we will discuss what is tragedy. So we'll see the definition. So tragedy deals with serious themes such as suffering, death, moral dilemmas. So in tragedy, what we understand from the word tragedy itself means which has a tragic ending. Sometimes the theme of death and sin always exist in tragedy. So death is a very prominent element in tragedy. So the serious theme and suffering, death and moral dilemmas. So moral dilemmas is very important thing, that how character is dealing with their own experiences, and how they their experiences made up make them traumatic in the end of the play. So the protagonist often experiences a downfall. So this is the key word. The downfall of the character is very important in tragedy. So downfall due to the tragic flow. What is tragic flow? How a character, the protagonist, get into the serious situation, or get into the clutch through the tragic situation which is made up by his own self. So is a tragic flow. Fate. So fate is very important in tragedy. And external forces. So through the external forces, how the character development is occur in dramas. Also how the whole tragedy, the whole destination of that, the whole the whole story of protagonist is taking place through his own deeds. So for example, in Macbeth, Macbeth, which is written by Shakespeare, and it's also one of the most famous tragedies of Shakespeare. There are 4 main tragedies which is written by Shakespeare. First, Macbeth, Hamlet, King Lear, and Othello. These are the 4 main tragedies. If we are discussing what tragedy and what tragedy is all about, so Shakespeare is the base, the most prominent name in tragedy. That in the genres of drama which is following, which is tragedy. So in Macbeth, due to protagonist the protagonist Macbeth is a noble warrior whose ambition leads to murder King Duncan. Okay, so as you may, I hope you are really aware with the what is the main theme of Macbeth. So basically, Macbeth is a tragedy, and in that particular play, the character is the you know sorry. So the character of Macbeth, is portrayed as a noble warrior, and due to his ambition, what was his ambition to become a king. So due to the ambition, it leads him to murder King Duncan. So King Duncan was a prior king, and due to the ambition of his own, or his, he was really a kind of, get the greedy personality, we can say, and due to his ambition, he murdered King Duncan and seized the throne. So tragic flow, unshakable ambition ultimately result his downfall and death. So what was the reason of his death and downfall? His the unchecked ambition. So how his ambition made him to go through his downfall. So the play explore theme of guilt. So the theme of guilt is exists in the play. So how the character deals with the with the feeling of guilt, and how the power influence his whole fate and his whole personality. And fate is very important in this play. So this was an example of how tragedy is all about. So now we will see comedy. So comedy is we can say it's totally opposite of tragedy. It's a light. We'll see comedy. So comedy mostly focus on humor, light-hearted situations, and often includes misunderstandings or absurdities. So what comedy is all about? Comedy, through the word comedy, what we understand, comedy is basically associated with laughter, with joy. So in these types of play, what we see, the humor, a certain light humor we can see in comedies, light hearted situation we may see, and often includes misunderstanding through which the whole situation occur, and also audience, the playwright make the audience laugh. Typically ends with happily. So in tragedy, what we have seen, the serious situation is in occur in tragedies, death occur in tragedies, and on the contrast, comedy has a happy ending, resolving conflicts with laughter. For example, A Midsummer Night's Dream by Shakespeare is a very good example of comedy play. Now, what is melodrama? So, what is melodrama? So, melodrama is characterized by exaggerated emotions, sensationalism, and clear distinctions between good and evil. The contrast between good and evil we can see in these types of melodrama, these types of drama, and it often involves moral conflicts where virtuous characters are rewarded and villains are punished. So in the era of the establishment of drama, in the initial stage, what often playwright display or deliver to the audience is that you should not make a character just like means you cannot a character to be win if he is a villain. So a villain cannot be, you know, considerable a good, you know, he cannot be rewarded with you know some kind of he cannot be rewarded at any cost. Villains cannot be rewarded at any cost at that particular time. So some types of morality and the moral values involved in melodramas. So also the exaggerated emotions are also important. So they exaggerate their emotions in a peak level. And also the good and evil distinction we also see in these types of play. For example, Uncle Tom's Cabin by Harriet Beecher Stowe is a great example of melodrama. So what is the whole novel is all about? So this novel is a classic example of melodrama using vivid and exaggerated depictions of slavery horror to evoke sympathy for the oppressed and anger against the institution. So in this novel, in this drama, what the dramatist shows that how a character gain the the feeling of sympathy to the audience and by the audience, and how the oppression and anger against the institution can be seen in the play, and the moral struggle between virtuous Uncle Tom and the villainous Simon Legree is central to the narrative. You know the good and evil, the distinction and the contrast between good and evil can be seen in this play. Now we will come to tragic comedy. So tragic comedy is we can say amalgamation of tragedy plus comedy. So through definition we will understand it. Tragicomedy combines elements of both tragedy and comedy, as we have as I told you, often mixing serious themes as well as the humorous situations or a light-hearted tone despite dark circumstances. So both the amalgamation of tragedy and comedy and mixing humorous situation as well as the light-hearted tone is also exist in tragicomedies. For example, The Winter's Tale by William Shakespeare. And so this so what the play is all about? So this play is a mixture of tragedy and comedy. The tragedy occurs with King Leonet's unfounded jealousy, the loss of his wife and child, and but the play ends with a comedic reconciliation, the revival of his wife and a happy reunion. So what we seen through this play, the King Leonets get the unfortunate things in the starting of the play, and then but the whole play ends with a happy reunion. Means the play ends with a happy ending. So now we'll come to farce. So what farce is all about? So farce is a subgenre of comedy that involves exaggerated situation, physical comedy and improbable scenarios. It emphasizes absurdity and over the top performances. So absurdity is very important in this in these types of play, because It's also we can say it's a subgenre of comedy that involves exaggerated situation and physical comedy. You know, the situation of the character exaggerate how they deals with with a particular situation with the exaggerating way. So now we'll come. So what is the example? The importance of being earnest is the best example, which is written by Oscar Wilde. So in this play, Wilde's play is a farce filled with witty dialogue. So witty dialogue, what we understand with the witty dialogue, slight of uh, sarcasmly, if we say, uh, discuss it. Mistaken identities is very important, and improbable events. Also, it satirizes Victorian manner and social conventions. Uh, social convention and culminating in a humorous re- uh, revelation of the true identities of character. So in most of the Wilde's play, we will see the characteristics of fast play, which has the, you know, the mistake dialogues, which has the, you know, the witty kind of dialogues are there, and identities, the mistaken identities are exist in fast comedy, sorry fa- so fast play. So I hope you got the idea about what types of dramas are there, and how many how they are different from each other. In the next class we will discuss the subgenres of drama. So it till then okay, so I hope you will get the idea about what drama is, and and what types of dramas are there. So we will discuss the subgenres of dramas in the next class. Namaste.